G'day all, it's Colin from PC TLC and thanks for joining me. I've got another video on the Ubuntu Budgie proposed menu. Now looks like somebody had the blinkers on when they did this video, because I have to admit I went to the PPA, had a look at that website, but I didn't really look to see if there was anything more involved in this menu, because I thought it was just new, so there wasn't too much involved. But I've had a message from the Ubuntu Budgie crew, or at least one of them anyway, is written on my comments. So we're going to have a little bit more of a look at this menu. So first of all, we're going to have a look at the menu in the vertical panels, because somebody was asking what it looked like in the vertical panel. So let's check that out. Now I've changed the panel to the left, but we need to drop the size down because it is a little bit different to the size that comes up on the horizontal. Now I believe that won't change until I log out and log back in, so I don't really know what the correct size is going to be. The other thing we need to do is go to preferences for the plank and drop the plank for this one down the bottom. So we'll log out and log back in. Okay, so that panel looks respectable. That's a size of 20, not a bad guess, I suppose. So 20. Now it may be okay if you do this on real hardware. VirtualBox things seem to be a little bit strange sometimes. So let's check out the menu on a vertical panel. It looks pretty good. Doesn't look too bad there. And then we're going to check out what it looks like in the dark mode. Budgie desktop settings, dark theme. And the menu looks quite good in a dark theme. Let's just have a quick look at it up the top anyway. That's the menu up the top. Looks quite good. Nothing wrong there. So that's interesting. With the panel on the right, you need to make it the same as what it is on the bottom, which is 36. But on the left it needed to be 20, so that's quite interesting. So let's just check it out on the right, and that looks pretty good as well. Okay, so we're back on the bottom. So as it turns out, I did click on quite a few icons with the right menu button, but unfortunately I didn't go any further than that. So what we've got here is we've got a right click on the Files menu, Home, Computer and Trash. So you got some little jump lists there. Also on Firefox as well. Open a new window, open a new private window. Gear Email. Compose a message. GNOME MPV, new window. All the LibreOffices, new spreadsheet. New drawing. New presentation. New formula. New document. You got the game Mines in here. That also has a right click, small board, medium board, big board. Rhythm box music player, play and pause, next, previous, stop and quit. Screenshot, take a screenshot of the whole screen. Text editor, new window, new document. Tilix, new window, new session preferences, that's your terminal. And transmission, start transmission with all torrents paused, start transmission minimized. I've right clicked on every one. They're the ones that do have a right click option. So now what we're going to do is look at what we can search for in the menu, because I didn't do any searches in the menu. If you have a look at some of the right click options as far as files are concerned, Home, if you was to search for Home, it gives you an option for that right click option on Home. If you search for it, the right click options are there. So if we were to play and pause, Rhythm box, play, pause, stop and quit is there, start transmission with all torrents paused. So all those right click jump lists are searchable items. If we want to compose new message, there's a compose message there. A new document, new drawing, new formula, new presentation, new spreadsheet, new window for MPV, new window for the terminal, Tilix. So you have all the options there that you need. Also, it has mathematics involved. If we go 2 + 2 = 4, 500 minus 100 is 400. So you can do some simple math equations in there if you need it. 32, or let's go 36 divided by 6 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So that's very handy indeed. The other thing you can do is, if you know the URL of a website, you can type that in there and it will take you via Firefox, or I suppose the browser that is set up by default in the system. In this case is Firefox. So one of my favorite websites for looking at computer stuff is ple.com.au. Now I've tried with the www and I've also tried without it. It seems to find things without it anyway, without the www. And there we go, it automatically brings that up, so it's done that. So that's PLE computers. The other thing, if I google.com.au, there we go. OMG Ubuntu, what is it, .co.uk, I think. I'm not really sure about that. There we go. So you have searchable URLs within the menu as well. Now, apparently, if we go to the software and search for Zeitgeist, how do we spell that again? Zeitgeist. Z-E-I-Z-E-I-T-G-I-S-T. Zeitgeist Explorer. Zeitgeist Explorer. Let's install that. And now what the Zeitgeist Explorer does, and it's been explained here by Ubuntu Budgie team member, installing the optional Zeitgeist means search results are automatically ranked according to your usage. So with that installed, whatever you use mostly, search results will probably come up with those most used. Now, I suppose you don't have to do that because it might give you search results that you're really not looking for, I suppose. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm sure whatever you're searching for will be within the search results anyway. Now, the other thing is, if we can figure out what the API is to GNOME software, then in the future you'll be able to search and install applications, not just what is installed. So that sounds pretty good as well. So if anybody knows what the API is to GNOME software, because I wouldn't have a clue, yeah, I suppose go and chat with the Ubuntu Budgie guys and let them know. That would sounds like they may need to know that. So that's a Zeitgeist Explorer installed. I don't know what my normal usage is on here, but let's just try FIR files is probably what I've been using. Catfish file search and users. I suppose it hasn't had a chance to check out my proper usage at this point in time. Budgie desktop would be probably, but Budgie desktop settings I've been using a fair bit. This is only a virtual box, so I have been using the desktop settings a fair bit. And Budgie Applets when I first started, probably another one. So they are actively, they have some other ideas as well, and are playing around with to make the search more useful for future stuff. So looks like they're actively working on this. I'm not sure whether they plan on this one being the full-time menu and keeping the other Budgie menu there as well, or superseding the existing Budgie menu. I'm not sure. Be great if the two are there, because some people like simple, some people like it more involved or a bit more complex. So that is the take 2 of the Ubuntu Budgie new menu applet proposal. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting and informative, and thanks for watching.